Okay,
All right,
Brian, we're
so
recording.
Sue, you asked me about the differences or what's real estate as opposed to like the stock market or other investment portfolios. Zul, I'll have to tell you, like for example, my one of my Fidelity accounts, for example, it's been on a roller coaster lately. Um,
Is Fidelity like a stock market investment kind of thing?
it's a company that you can put your retirement funds into and hope for the best.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking them. There are different strategies for investing your money. So I rely heavily on the property itself. You know, like single family homes, for example, is still one of the best ways to invest, as well as we have a lot of what called duplexes and triplexes here, as well as commercial properties, you know, such as your apartment buildings that contain, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 units or apartments in them. So as we take some of our single family homes, we want to put them together and sell them off and acquire a commercial property with that and actually build up our portfolio to a higher yield, uh, which, you know, it doesn't happen overnight, but it certainly can happen in a short period of time. So,
Yeah. See, Brian, for me, I mean, I've invested in stocks before. I've invested in Forex. I even tried the crypto thing. But I've been doing real estate for like 25 years. And I know yourself, you've been doing it for like 44 years, something like that. So one thing I do like about real estate, it's quite stable for me. Rather than things like stocks and Forex and crypto, and, you know, these things go up and then they pull back really volatile. And one thing I like, even if we've got a recession, if I have rental property, people still need somewhere to live. So
right, exactly.
So we got that kind of, you know, as long as our return on investment, our rental yields are good, we've still got a bit of a cushion there, haven't we? So people are still paying us to rent the properties.
Yeah, everyone has to live somewhere. I mean, uh, with some of our systems, you know, whether you have 100, 200 single family homes versus a 200 unit apartment building, the differences are with single family homes, you can sell them off one at a time, five at a time, 10 at a time, or so on, and still have plenty left in our portfolio. You know, the disadvantage to apartment buildings are if you sell your apartment building, it's done. You know, you have no more in that particular apartment building. But again, everyone has to live somewhere, right? So
Yeah.
that's what makes us stable. And if we're staying in areas that are higher in rents and higher in appreciation levels as opposed to other parts of the country. You know, as opposed even here in Cleveland, there are areas that they just don't appreciate so fast like other areas might. So we're really focusing on these higher yield areas so that our investors and our first time buyers will find better satisfaction than the stock market. So
Yeah. And Brian, you know, a lot of people out there in the market, they're talking about a correction is due. Um,
no way, really. What kind of correction would that be?
well, you know, I think the economic climate last 10 years has been just all, everything's been on a bull run. Um, so a lot of people out there thinking, oh, corrections due, corrections due. How would you take that? If somebody wants to invest today, they got $30,000, $40,000. How do you brace yourself for any potential correction now?
Buy a single family home. That's your correction. It'll bring you, when done correctly, it'll keep bringing you money back. You know, I look at things sometimes in another way, more layman way, where you purchase a home and it pays for itself within a 3 to 5 year period. And then after that, you just own it free and clear. But also one of the pluses to our portfolio system is once you have the single family home, we have financial institutions coming aboard to refinance that home, whereas you could then buy another one and then continue that process. So if you buy one, or whether you buy 10 at a time, you can refinance all of them and then just do it again and again and again. And in a period of 1 to 5 years, you can pretty much get yourself a very nice retirement portfolio.
Yeah,
going, which is faster than the stock market if you look at it from that perspective.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think the figures we've been looking at, the properties at the moment, 25% rental yields, 4 or 5 years, the property pays itself off. That's 100% profit after that. Anything that after the 5 years, the property's paid itself off. The property's a cash cow, isn't it? And the kind of thing.
And we're looking for cash cows here. I mean, the more cash cows we find, the more we have to offer to our customers. So, it's I just acquired one the other day. It's got like a 43 yield rate on it. And I'm like, we're not being greedy about it. We're passing the savings on to our customers, right? So from time to time, we're going to have a higher yield than what they would find anywhere else. And we're happy to pass that saving on to our customers. So,
yeah. A couple of times, Brian, the questions come up when we've batted these kind of figures around. Like you just mentioned, 43% cap there. And then I've had investors in London a couple of times, and they said to me, "Seems too good to be true."
The only thing I can say to that is it's real. I mean, I can prove it all. So to me, it's, and unfortunately, we're also in a first come, first serve thing. So we're not going to put this property out there and then have everybody bidding over it. That's not how we operate here. I have more respect for our customers. It is first come, first serve, Yeah. So, and it's a good thing because I don't want to put, 10, 20 of our customers bidding off of one property. Yeah, it's better for us because we'll make more, but then that yield rate will drop as the price goes up.
Yeah.
So I'd prefer to first come, first serve, done, next deal. And that way we're interested in moving more single family homes in that field there. And some of these are cash cows, no doubt about it. So.
Yeah. Bring up these investors again that were asking the questions. They thought things were too good, but we went through the figures and we actually did figures. I mean, we do. I know you're quite meticulous with your numbers, and you help me put these reports together where we actually go through and break down all the figures, all the expenses that are going to be on the property, any other additional costs, any contingency costs that an investor potentially might need to set aside, things like taxes. So we are quite careful when we go out there in the market, so a person has a good snapshot of all the potential costs. So right. There's nothing that comes upon them afterwards when they've bought the property that they weren't expecting.
Yeah, right. Our goal is to have our customer be able to, purchase the property from us and then rock and roll right after. If it needs a small renovation, let's get it done. If not, it's a turnkey. But we'll have that in with the listing itself, what's required to get it to money coming back right away. So that's also why we're trying to help our customers understand that we want to rock and roll on this. We're not interested in pussyfooting around. Let's just, if it's a yield rate that works for you, let's get it done. So the sooner we can get in and have possession of the property, the sooner we can do the renovation, for example, or there's a changing of the gas and electric, and certain things have to be maneuvered over so that the person taking possession can get that possession, get the house secured, and re-rented, or in case where it has a renter, just take over possession. So
yeah. So a lot of the time, Brian, these people who want to buy these properties, they got to be ready and able with the cash ready, pretty much, haven't they?
Yeah, and again, some of these are rent ready, so they just have to take possession. They won't even have to go through, changing the gas into their company name or their personal name, whatever, and so on and so forth. But other properties, again, they're coming to them at a nice low price, and they might have to do a little bit of renovations. We want to start those right away so that we can get cash coming back out of the property right away. So
yeah. But if people are interested in these properties, though, to a certain extent, they need to have money ready to do the transaction, because
and not only because some of our sellers here are, because the market is becoming more, we'll say, seller friendly. The sellers have more opportunities to sell now than ever before. And so it's important to move on some of these very quickly so that you can keep them procured. Some of that is through the contract itself, and some of it is being quick to the drawer, we'll say, And if you think about it like the Old West, I watched these Old West movies, the guy that's quickest to the drawer usually wins. So we really have to think about it in those terms. And it also makes us, if you want to be a repeat buyer, the quicker you are at that, the more you can obtain, and the more notoriety with the various connections that you make. So, hey, this buyer A is very stable and he's quick, and as opposed to a buyer that's very slow. Typically, it's your newer buyers are kind of a little slower at it. Not to say anything bad, just we just want to be ready, same as if you're going to go on a long distance trip and you don't want to go without a spare tire in the back and fill up the gas tank. You're ready to rock and roll on a trip. So our properties are the same way. We want to be ready to rock and roll on them and not be slow about it. So
so someone who's looking to get started with us, what bit of advice would you give them? Would you just turn around to them and say, look, work out a budget, work out how much they want to spend, and then have a look at maybe what we've got available? Take it.
Well, we typically, each deal is going to be a little different. If it needs a renovation, it's laid out for them. And we have another management company that came aboard that's in place to help out with any renovations that need to happen. If one of my companies can't, we certainly have others that can, that are ready to rock and roll when they are. So, and even in that, we can help them manage it as well. So
okay. So we've got a full turnkey solution from sourcing it all the way through to management, helping them on that.
Correct.
Okay, great. Thanks, Brian. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add on this session.
We're getting into interesting times now, whereas we have tax incentives in certain areas as opposed to other areas. So right now I've been trying to focus on these areas. It gives us a tax benefit all the way into, I think it's 2047, I think, where you can save some more money by buying in these areas. they're considered by the Census Bureau as to be depressed areas. However, when you look at their maps, you can see that these areas are not, there's a lot of the area that is in a very prime area, and you still get those tax breaks. So I'm not going to argue with them. We're just going to take advantage of those while they're available. And by doing so, there are a vast amount of commercial properties coming available for our near future, which is very exciting. So, we'd like to cash in on that as well. So,
yeah, definitely. So a lot of these, what we'll be doing as we get them, we'll post them as a listing on the website.
Correct. Yeah, I'm actually coming into contact with them right now. As we speak, I just made an offer on another one. So I'd like to list those as soon as we can as well for some of our bigger investors that want commercial properties as well. So,
yeah. Excellent. Right. That's some good stuff to look forward to. Great.
And they have excellent tax breaks. It's like, I know some of our customers are overseas and they know taxes, U.S. taxes. What is that? If you're a business in anywhere in the world, the IRS here is going to make you pay something on it, taxes. So each property comes with taxes. Some are lower than others. That's also actually one of our other strategies, by the way, or we'll add PS, Tax Strategy 101. Some of the properties we focus on are actually in lower tax brackets than other properties. You have like pockets here, and so some of the strategy is if you have a property that's you're going to want to keep into your portfolio for like 10 years or more, and the taxes you pay on it are a lot less than other areas, is another way to put more money into our pockets or to reinvest. And so in a 10-year period, just in that strategy alone, you could save almost, I don't know, if you have 10 or 20 properties per se, you're going to literally buy some more property with that method over the duration of the 10-year period. So plus on top of that, you get another tax break on top of that because of these particular areas we're getting involved with. So your excellent strategies to keep more money in our pocket.
Yeah.
Excellent strategies in commercial property as well. So it's like, it's exciting, man. My bank account's happy.
Yeah. Brian, I think what we'll have to do is probably have to do a session where we just talk about, this is 44 years of experience that you're talking about, these strategies. This is what you picked up.
Yeah, that could be true, but some of this stuff only came out in 2017. Everybody is still digesting the fullness of it, and how to use it correctly. And there's a lot of new tax laws that come and go, and some of these tax laws are kind of new, and they're still, even the greatest lawyers in the country are still digesting this stuff. I'm fortunate enough to be associated with some of them, so I get firsthand information as it's happening. So it's kind of cool that way.
Yeah.
More than likely, we'll list some of these lawyers on our websites down the road here once we get people established and they need that kind of expertise in these things. So,
yeah.
But we have the ability to give any customer whatever they want, whatever they need. We already have it in place, and we can deal with it on a personal one-on-one and get that part figured out. But for right now, I think we want to just make sure that we have all the information available to all our customers and make sure that we're able to keep them informed about each property they buy from us, and show them how they can turn these properties into better deals or keep them as cash cows. Because again, some of these properties you don't ever want to get rid of. You want to keep them forever.
Yeah.
You know, because they're cash cows, and they'll continue to be that till I don't know, till the world ends. I don't know. Is that going to happen this year or what? World keeps turning for some reason, and it's amazing, these politics these years. But nevertheless, the world doesn't stop turning, and we don't either. So
as long as property is still available, we'll be here. We're still churning it out.
that's correct. You know, people have to live somewhere.
Yeah,
Live within a cave. You know, maybe we'll get into the cave business as well after the world stops. Right? We'll start investing in the caves or something.
I believe they did have cave. I think in Spain they have cave.
They actually do. I think they're called wine cellars, right? That was a big thing here a few years back. They were digging into the sides of hills and making wine caves. Which is also pretty lucrative if you want to go that route. But
yeah, some of the big mansions in London, they do that. They have these old cellars, and they make them into places where they can store their wine because it's the right temperature and everything.
So all our customers that love wine, hey, we can help you too. For sure.
Excellent. Thanks, Brian. It's been good talking to you. So,
all right, and you don't have me out in the field this time, so
yeah, it's a bit
back in the office, kicking tail as we speak.
Yeah, it's good. You're not in the pizza joint today. You're in the.
You know, that's the perks of going out and looking at properties, no matter where you are. I mean, when I'm in Florida, hey, if I can stop by Disneyland while I'm there, hey, you know, the way it goes, right? It's terrible, I know, but you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think I'll have to take you up on the Florida side. I'll let you do
we should. There's many opportunities there as well. As soon as we're done here in Cleveland, I'm hoping within the next month or so, in this upcoming year, we want to start listing all other properties across the country. So it'd be great. So
yeah.
No, just to tease everyone, these particular tax incentives that I've been talking about is actually throughout the country. So I've actually enlisted some more help on that. I've got people searching the country now as we speak in these areas so that we can find the better parts of these zones. They're called a zone, and we're searching them, so we'll be listing them this upcoming year now. So we're going to have a ton of investment opportunities for everyone. So
looking forward to it.
Including us. So
yeah, definitely.
We don't hug them all to ourselves because there's just too many of them. I mean, I wish I could actually, but there's just too many of them, and I only can handle so many myself at a time. So we have to share it, you know. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, great, Brian. Anything else that you wanted to add, or?
Oh, that's it. It's just hope everyone. I don't know. Should we mention the time we're doing this, or?
Well, today's Christmas Eve, so I'm gonna post.
We will.
So you want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas for the time of season?
Wish everyone season greetings and happy holidays, and you can consider this your Christmas present, whether you're looking at it today, tomorrow, or next year. These are the times when we can offer this as a Christmas present to all our investors. How's that?
Yeah, definitely. And we look forward
to working with them. Yeah.
We look forward to 2019. Hopefully we can take them places.
2019, I never knew we'd be here. It's still blowing my mind, but I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
We're still very healthy. I have many years of finding properties in us, and it's going to be a great year.
Yeah.
It is going to be a great year, my friend.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah. Looking forward to it. Excellent. Thanks, Brian. Well, look, you enjoy your Christmas. And no doubt we'll speak over the next day or so.
all right, sounds good. And you wishing you and your family well as well. Happy holidays.
Yeah. Happy holidays. All the best.
I guess I'll see you soon. So
Yeah. Take care.
take care now.
Okay.
Bye
Bye.
bye, everybody.